Welcome to the debut edition of Dolphin Origin Stories, where we meet and chat with students, alumni, faculty, staff members, and so much more to get their origin stories about how they became a Dolphin. I'm your host, Nick Durst, and I'm joined here on the first ever episode by Vincent Mirabella. Vincent, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
How are you doing? How's school going so far this semester?
So far, so good. Definitely a little stressful in the beginning. You got to get back into the groove. And the weather is not great right now, but it's looking up.
Yeah.
This is my favorite semester because it leads into the summer.
Yep, always cold
great.
and rough in the winter, but you get through it. And you're a busy guy, so you've been here now for a few years, right? So you're gonna graduate in 2026.
That's right.
Political science major. So let's rewind the clock to discuss how you got to this position. So you are from Staten Island, right? Born and raised, so you're always familiar with the College of Staten Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
So talk to us about going to high school and then ultimately your decision to apply to CSI and then coming here.
Yeah, so I was a student at Moore Catholic High School. I really liked the small community that this school offered. I didn't want to go to a big school, and I also knew that after going to IS-34, I didn't really want to stay in the public school environment. I thought I could succeed better in a small Catholic school, private school environment. When I was applying to colleges, I didn't know really what I wanted to do. Once again, I knew that I didn't want to be in this big school environment. I wasn't too adamant about going away. I was okay with being local in the city. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunities, one of the best things about the CUNY system. But I was, applying to a lot of schools, looking for scholarships as well. That was a huge factor in my decisions. I applied to almost 20 schools.
Wow.
They each gave me a half scholarship. One school I applied to late didn't accept me at all, but that was okay because I really wasn't planning on going there. But for the most part, it was just kind of the same thing. And then my advisor in Moore told me about Macaulay CSI, and I didn't know what Macaulay was. I had a friend that was actually in the program, and I asked him about it, and then I spoke with my advisor about it and learned really truly what it is and how awesome it really is. And I applied, and Macaulay doesn't really get back to you for a long time. They still, at this point in February, I didn't know where I was going to school. I was very nervous, but then the beginning of March rolled around, and I got that acceptance, and I knew I was going to go to CSI, so I just jumped right into the CSI environment.
So talk to us first about Macaulay and your decision to go into that program. And for people that don't know, because a lot of people who aren't students or graduates from Macaulay, what is Macaulay all about? What's the difference being a Macaulay student?
Yeah, so there really is no difference. The Honors College is a CUNY program. It's not really a school. It has a building in Manhattan, which I rarely go to because it's really far. But the school itself, I'm a student at CSI. I'm not a student of Macaulay physically. It's just a program. It's an amazing program that allows me to meet people all over the city. I have a specific advisor. Actually, I have a couple that are in this building, 1A, and they're amazing. And also, we have opportunities funds, which allows us to study abroad or do an internship and get a stipend for it if we choose that route, which is what I did. There's a lot of other great perks. Obviously, the scholarship is a big one for a lot of people. But the true heartfelt reason that I'm in Macaulay is because, I really want to make the most out of, what I was given. And I think that you can do anything as long as you surround yourself with the right people and you get involved in school activities like the student government and you're in the honors programs, whether that's Macaulay or the Verrazano Honors. Any school has at least 50 to 100 really dedicated students.
Yeah.
So you just got to put yourself with them.
So talk to us about activities here, clubs you're involved in. Were you involved in any clubs or sports in high school, and how did that help you to make your decision here when you came to college to join different activities?
Yeah, so I was in track in high school. I was a distance runner. I was okay. I had like a 5:40 mile, 5:30, something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was all right. And I knew that there was a track team. I obviously don't have time for that. It would be great, but I'm involved in the student government, like I mentioned before. I actually only joined that like a year and a half ago.
What's your current role as a student
I'm
government?
the Fiscal and Financial Affairs Commissioner, which basically manages the student activity fees that everybody pays each semester. And we have a surplus that we do special projects with to improve the academic buildings and the campus center. We do this all year round. So it's no secret where this money goes. It's great that we have this and that students put money into it every year. There's a lot of debate about student activity fees, but at the end of the day, I'm in this position because a lot of people are very passionate about transportation and stuff like that, and that's one of the things that I drive to school. It's about a 12-minute, sometimes with traffic on the Staten Island Expressway, it's a little bit more. But I do understand how that feels. When I was younger, I didn't drive, so I get the feeling of like not having an option to get around. So I really am passionate about that. And actually, within the student government, I'm part of the University Student Senate, which is the CUNY-wide student government. You have representatives from every single higher education, lower education, graduate school that CUNY has. And we have a trip coming up in Albany in a couple weeks where we're going to advocate for free Metro cards and also speak to the MTA directly about like what bus lines we need to get those back on campus.
All right, so we know you're very involved in student government. What other club are you involved with?
Yeah, so the Pre-Law Society. I am a legal studies minor, political science major, which is the typical pre-law track that CSI has. I am the vice president of the club. We do a lot of great trips. We went to CUNY Law for a law school fair. We learned about how to apply to schools directly from the admissions deans, which is amazing because they tell you, look, this is what we're looking for. And there's a lot of misinformation, and they actually spoke about that online. Don't go on Reddit to learn about how to apply to law school. This is what they're looking for. So these are the opportunities that CSI has. You can't do that if you're in Binghamton or anywhere else. Like let's say I'm in Pennsylvania at Penn State. They have their own unique opportunities, but being in New York City is very valuable, and it's something I need to take advantage of. We also were at the New York City Bar, where I met some judges and learned from them. So there's a lot of cool opportunities our club offers. Dr. Paris sometimes invites professors and scholars that have written books to campus, which is always cool.
So if anyone wants to join the club, how can they go about doing so?
Yeah, so we have an Instagram now. We just started that up. You could follow us, CSI Pre-Law Society, or just get in contact with us, and we'll put you in the group chat. And that's what I tell everybody: just join the group chat. A lot of people are very timid about joining things because I was the same way. I don't know if I have the time for this, like at work after school, and there's just a lot going on. But the best thing you could do is just sign up for newsletters or sign up to club chats just to see what's going on. No one's gonna call you out and force you to do something, but it's good to just hear about it and just to be around. Just walk around campus as well. Pop into the campus center, see what's going on. CAB does events all the time. Student government's there. There's a lot of great things.
So it seems like after the school, you're going to go to law school, maybe become a lawyer, after that maybe a politician. So talk to us about some of the great internships you've had while being a student here so far.
Yeah, so the first internship I had when I decided I was going to be political science, I was in the District 64 Assembly, New York State Assembly office with Michael Tanusis. That was cool. There's actually another student in the club. We kind of have like a succession going now, which is great. We kind of formed that relationship. So that was a good experience. Got to do some events, learn about what local politics is. I don't think it's for me necessarily, but a lot of people really enjoy it. And a lot of attorneys have been in politics before, so I wanted to try that out.
That's what the internship's for, to learn and see if
Absolutely.
it's something you're interested in.
And I'm glad I did it because it taught me that like I really want to aim as high as possible as an attorney. And there's always going to be opportunities in Staten Island as well. The next internship was over this past summer at the Supreme Court. I got to work with the Alternative Dispute Resolution Coordinator, and we learned about what that means. I did a research project on mediation, and I got to visit the courthouse a lot to watch cases and just learn about what I'll be doing hopefully in the next few years. And it was really inspiring to see these attorneys, especially like when there was a murder trial. I was like, wow. The defense attorney was like really cool to watch. Obviously that's a controversial thing to say, but it was just cool to see what they were doing.
See it in action.
Right.
See exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Well, Vincent, this has been great so far. For anybody watching at home that is considering either applying to CSI or coming here, tell them why they should.
Yeah, so like I said, CSI has a tremendous amount of opportunities. It's really what you want to do with it. There's thousands of students that are involved in different clubs. There's really a club for everything. Actually, I got that question wrong, but there's like 50 plus clubs?
40 clubs.
40 clubs, okay. So yeah, that's a lot for various different things, and there's lots of events. But really, what is CSI known for? That's alumni. There's a great network. Anytime you ever reach out to someone on LinkedIn or whatever, they always respond back. They want to give back. That's the kind of community we have. And you're in the city, so there's going to be a lot of internships that you'll hear about from the Career Center. And there's just plenty of opportunities, plenty of people to get to know, a great campus life, like I said, and even above that, it's just the professors. You're gonna have some adjunct professors that are, depending on what you're doing. But for me, there's some judges, there's some practicing attorneys, and that's very valuable. You don't always see that in a college, so that's another great thing about it.
All right, well, Vincent, this has been great. It's been amazing learning about your Dolphin Origin story, and that's going to do it for this debut edition of Dolphin Origin Stories. For our special guest, Vincent Mirabella, who will be graduating in 2026. I'm your host, Nick Durst. Thank you for watching.